Hello everybody, this is Anita from Llewellyn Arts. I have another junk journal that I'd like to share with you today. This is a 2-signature journal. I have a cloth cover. I've done some piecing with some quilt scraps, some fabric quilt pieces, and I've stitched each piece in place on the sewing machine and then stitched the edges all the way around. And I was fortunate to find some vintage buttons this week, and these 3 I attached to the doily before I attached the doily to the cover. And I thought that made a very pretty accent focal point on the cover. And the cover wraps all the way around, and then I've added that eyelet lace on the inside. So we've got 2 signatures here. Let's go in and take a look. I used some very pretty eyelet trim, and that not only created the layering here, but it helped make a pocket on the inside, and I lined the inside with this quilted upholstery fabric. And inside the pocket, some space for journaling. These are my own photography from last spring. You can journal on this, and this I created a postcard effect on the back. And these go right back into the pocket. And I've started out here on this edge by gathering some sari silk, and I love that yellow, very pretty. And here I've fussy cut a bird, and I've layered some paper here and just collaged this page. A lot of coffee dyed papers in this journal, and here I love to use the sewing machine too. You can tell there's stitching everywhere. Ran it along the edges. I stitched a button on here and added some cheesecloth. And here, a book page that was folded over to make a pocket, and then I layered a strip of paper. And here I have this pretty envelope with the bird on it. You know I've got to have my blues. I've got to sneak those in every chance I get. And here I pleated some paper and stitched that to the edge of a coffee dyed page. This is a very pretty pattern. I got this card stock pack probably a year or so ago and hadn't used much of it, but it makes a pretty belly band. And again, I hand stitched some of those vintage buttons on there, so they'll stay put. And I've got this pretty paper folded over into a journaling spot. And here I've got paper bag, some rickrack trim, a book page, and over here, this is a digital stamp that I made from one of my photos of the birds that come to feed here, and I took the photo into Photoshop and created the digital stamp and applied it to the paper. And here I layered a couple images, very pretty paper. I've got a book page. Love the colors here, more of my blues. And here we have some agenda paper or calendar paper, and I've got a small envelope attached with a paper clip. Some very pretty colors here, a piece of vintage trim, and I've stitched that on with some very pretty gold thread. And this pretty page, more coffee dye paper, and down here, here's an example of those layers with some lace that's actually on this side. This is the center of signature 1. I don't have any decorations on these strings yet, but I hope to put buttons or beads on those. And here we have some more lace trim. Just for some variation, I folded the corner down here, and you can see the flow of the layers. Some collaging, some more of that pretty daisy paper, and this is another bird that I created the digital stamp, and a bird page, bird book, collaged here, coffee dyed paper with some more machine stitching, and in this pocket, these actually go all the way down in here, but in this pocket, down here I've got this little card with the bee on it, and you can journal here. Some pretty butterfly paper, some scrap cardstock that would be nice to journal on or use as a bookmark. And this gorgeous paper I printed and then stamped. I'm not the world's greatest stamper, but I added stamping and some text and then put coffee dyed paper on the back and some more stamping. Some more book page, coffee dyed paper. I found these cloth napkins, a whole set of these at a thrift store recently, and rather than just put a straight edged pocket or tuck spot at the top, I put this at an angle so it would kind of repeat this pretty triangular stitching that's on here. And this is just so delicate and so pretty. And I've got inside, this is made to look like a letter, and it's folded up. I apologize, my hands some days don't do what I want them to do, but you can journal there and tuck that in. Sure you can, Anita. And here we've got more space to journal. And over here another collaged page with a piece of that beautiful wallpaper trim that I found recently in an antique store. I just love that. Some more of that pretty page. The end of the first signature, starting into the second, stitched some lines. You could journal there. And then came on down and added an extended piece of embossed cardstock here. Some more collage work. And over here I collaged a pocket page. And this is modeling paste on a piece of cardstock. And I just love that it picked up the very delicate details on the stencil. And here I've got another tag for journaling. Some more journaling space on coffee dyed paper. Writing paper with a fabric tab. Over here, layered 1961 calendar, some old music page, some book page, pretty page. Music paper. This came from a stitching book. I love the patterns in that. Some collaging here. Coffee dyed. Over here another upper pocket or tuck spot. Got a tag in there that can be journaled on, and this pretty tag that has some lace trim at the bottom for some texture and some interest. Book page, coffee dyed paper, and I put this piece of paper, just placed it over the edge with a paper clip, and this little tag can be journaled on. That's one of my own photos. I just thought the colors matched real well there. And over here I folded this coffee dyed paper over and made a pocket, added that pretty image, and in the pocket a journaling card, an envelope, and the blues carry over and match the next page, which is from a book, and I've reinforced that with some needle washi tape. And again, the center of the signature. Over here, layers some paper and some cheesecloth. And on this page, I've taken this paper and placed it over the edge of the page so that here it's folded over and extends out for journaling. Lots of space right there for journaling or tucking some secret things away. And over here, it creates a pocket. And I've added some crochet trim and a tag made from that pretty embossed cardstock. Piece of fabric on here for a tab and some coffee dyed paper. Book page. This little piece of rickrack was in my grandmother's stash. She's been gone 13 years now, so that's been around a while. Some paper layered. Some more of the needlework book, and I've added some lace. Love that butterfly, very pretty. And again, it flows over and you see these edges and the edges over here. Love this page too. Love the bee. Some old paper, some embossed cardstock, a piece of my wallpaper and some eyelet. Some more layers here and here along the edge. Some paper trim along the edge and another pocket. A journaling spot, and here I took a photo of the cover of this journal, lightened it up a good bit in Photoshop, and printed it out as a tag. And on the inside, I just turned the paper over and ran it through the printer and added some pastel colors, but you can journal there. And this idea, this envelope pocket, came from a video I watched last week by Yvonne Preston. I've got a layered tab right here. I've got cardstock, fabric, a punched flower, a silk flower, and a brad holding that in place. And that holds whatever's placed in the pocket. And I've got this pretty element there to journal on. The envelope opens up. You can put something in here and then tuck it back in, and something in here. Very pretty. Thanks, Yvonne, for that video. And here I've got some more eyelet on the back cover. That makes another pocket. I used that cardstock pack, and I've added the word hope, inked the edges, used a sewing machine to stitch in just some various papers and make sort of a mini journal. And I've added a pocket and some washi tape, but I didn't get carried away. I didn't want to decorate this. I wanted to leave it for whoever gets the journal, that they could do what they want with it. You could tuck it in your purse, put it in your nightstand, and just add some thoughts here and there in it. And there you have it. I really, really enjoyed working on this. I'm learning new things every week on YouTube from some of you ladies who are such good instructors. It's adding to my enjoyment of working on these journals, and I really appreciate you taking time to watch my videos and support my Etsy shop. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.